In video games, the look and feel of a weapon is just as important as its stats. Destiny 2's guns are made by different foundries with unique styles that each try to make their own version of the best in class. The Hakke foundry is home to some of the hardest hitting kinetic and power weapons available to Guardians. Compared to the other foundries, Omelan, Weist, and Suros, there's no contest if you're looking for something simple and above all powerful. Today, we're going to talk about a few of my favorite weapons in the Hakke foundry. Let's get started. First up is a weapon that's leagues above its competition because it has no competition. The Halfdan D is the only high-impact auto rifle currently available to Guardians, but I'm willing to bet even if there was another one, I wouldn't be impressed. The Halfdan was intelligently designed and kitted to give you the freedom to do whatever you'd like with the rest of your loadout if you're willing to conform to the weapon's idiosyncrasies. This weapon kicks like a mule, but the high-impact frame is more accurate when stationary and aiming down sights. If you get comfortable standing still, you won't need to use kinetic counterbalance mods on your armor to keep this gun under control. The high impact frame also synergizes well with the Halfdan's trait, Outlaw. Precision kills greatly decrease reload times. This trait allows you to forego reload speed mods on your armor provided your aim is halfway decent. Couple all of this with the option for a short or medium scope with two decently powerful magazine options and you've got a well-rounded weapon with a bark equal to its bite. Even though the Halfdan lacks the ease of use of more popular auto rifles like the Origin Story and Uriel's Gift, it's got enough going for it to make the added challenge feel worthwhile. The weapon perk synergy is undeniable and the flexibility it provides is invaluable. In the Crucible, despite lacking high caliber rounds, its high per bullet damage makes it a great option for cleaning up targets in teamfights. You'll very rarely leave someone with a sliver of health when you're using a weapon that doesn't know what a sliver is. In the open world, you'll dominate enemies provided you're accurate with your shots. It's a great gun and it feels like a worthy flagship weapon for the Hakke foundry. Unfortunately, it's not very popular. Thankfully though, the Hakke foundry is made up of more than just the Halfdan D. Silenced weapons in Destiny 2 don't provide any gameplay benefits, but they do inform a weapon's intent and the emotion you feel when you pull the trigger. The Atalanta D is the only silenced weapon in the Hakke foundry, and for that reason it feels special. The Hakke philosophy of hammers not scalpels is being pushed aside for the opposite. This deviation from the norm is especially seen in the weapon's perks. Tap the trigger increases stability and accuracy on the initial trigger pull. Add steady rounds and an SD thermal scope and it's clear. The Atalanta is supposed to finish off targets without any funny business going on. The other kinetic weapons in the Hakke foundry are cumbersome, punishing but rewarding high damage slow rate of fire weapons with kick. Not something well suited for the average Guardian. The amount of times I've missed shots with the Halfdan D auto rifle because the gun was shaking what its mama gave it are staggering. The Atalanta corrects this problem by sacrificing some of the range found in its counterpart, and winds up being a submachine gun for a user that values efficiency and accuracy above all, while also giving those who love the idea of Hakke weapons but can't handle all the quirks that come with them something to play with. Overall, it's a solid gun, but it's a bit underwhelming compared to the rest of its foundry. But that has less to do with the Atalanta itself and more to do with its unhinged older brother, the pride and joy of the family, the AntiOpie D. The AntiOpie D is unmitigated fun, unlimited potential that can never be fully realized. Being part of the Hakke foundry means there are rules to play by, and the AntiOpie follows those rules to the letter. It's got power, it's got range, it's got style, but it's also got all the problems associated with those things. Thankfully, those problems build character. As easily correctable as they are, the Atalanta being the perfect example of those corrections in full force, the AntiOpie clings to them and wears them like a badge of honor. And in spite of how glaring those issues are at times, they aren't enough to keep me from loving the AntiOpie enough to say it's the best, even though it's not. It's got the same per bullet damage as its silenced counterpart, but it's completely off the rails. Ricochet rounds and the SC hollow sight increase the weapon's maximum range far beyond what should be possible for a submachine gun, and its final perk kill clip makes this weapon's potential during hectic combat unbelievable. Now it's time to talk about the character building qualities that simultaneously hold this weapon back and make it a joy to use. It's a precision frame submachine gun, which means lightweight submachine guns have an edge in maneuverability and handling, two things that give value to other choices. Furthermore, despite having the best range in its class, it likes to dance around. So so even if your bullets will knock someone out, even if they're halfway across the universe, you'll have a hard time hitting those shots. The AntiOpie also has a painfully slow reload speed, almost as if to prepare enemies for the 20-something rounds of death that are about to spew from its barrel. So overall, it's got a lot of great things going for it, and a handful of quirks that make it feel right at home with the rest of the Hakke family. To wrap things up, the Halfdan-D is a solid auto rifle that's difficult to use but rewarding once you master it. The Atalanta D is a great choice if you're looking for something close quarters and consistent, but if you're looking for something less pragmatic that will also destroy any enemy that crosses your path, go with the AntiOpie D and you won't be disappointed. And there we go, those are my personal favorite Hakke weapons, but there are plenty more to choose from. High impact pulse rifles, pistols, hand cannons, rocket launchers, shotguns, they've got a little bit of everything. So if you like powerful, hard-hitting kinetic and power weapons, this is definitely the Foundry to look for. With all of that said, the name of the game is Destiny 2. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment because it'll make me very, very happy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.